recording from now. So everything was fine with your Easter? Did you have time to relax? Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Time to cook.
To cook, yes, of course, and eat. And watching some films, maybe. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Going around. Not a lot of going around this year. Okay, so I was asking to Vale if she was starting to do some exercises of all the exercises you had to do by yourself, and how did you manage if you started already? Rossana?
Sorry, I was fixing
the computer. Okay. No, I was just telling if you had the possibility of starting doing some of the exercises we were you had to do by yourself.
There is only one just one second, because I need to take the book.
Okay. No
in
problem.
order to focus on 2 dots.
Okay, two dots. Let's see.
The first one at page 25.
25
was the harder for me, hardest.
Yes, very good. Yes.
Which one?
At page 25.
25.
For me, it was
very hard.
Yeah,
okay.
Not so clear the text. So I had to
I see.
to look for some vocabularies.
Okay.
Okay. Vocabularies, and then it was not so clear to answer.
Okay. But did you? Yeah, the same for you. Okay, but did you understand why and where, especially where, was there any problem? What was the problem? You think it's the vocabularies?
No,
that you
also, there were the idiomatic phrases.
Okay, okay.
And so I couldn't understand if I didn't
what you had to do, actually.
Yeah. And also the text is ambiguous in a certain way, not so clear. Because
what do you mean? Can you can you explain with one example?
The main character, Claire, is is a very complex mind.
Okay.
It isn't very clear the significant meaning of her thoughts. So I couldn't answer in a right way. Maybe I don't know if I tried to answer, but I don't know if I understood.
Okay, and you, Rossana, what do you think?
Yes, firstly, I thought to be in the right.
Okay.
The right. Instead, when I corrected my answer,
you see that they weren't.
Yes, only one.
It could be something that you really didn't catch. Let's see what it could be. Let me see, because I don't know this text either. So maybe it's better that we can get into it before going on, because if there's something that is not clear, we have to understand if it's in the language, in the vocabulary, in the grammar, in the double meaning of some sentences. Yeah, probably. Claire, it's Ruth. Claire held back a sigh and walked into the kitchen to put the coffee machine on. A phone call from her sister was never over quickly. Okay.
It's okay.
Ruth, darling, how are you? As she waited for her sister to start describing in detail her latest disaster, Claire mulled over how much to reveal about her new business assignment. So, did you find out the word mulled over? Mull over?
Yeah, I've searched it.
Okay, and you find out that the meaning is, explain in your word, not without translating.
Think a lot to the same point.
Yes, just elucubrate and think, mulled over. Okay. A family would have to be told something, of course. Not that they have ever came to visit or called on home phone or sent her letters. Still, it seemed only right to tell them it meant she was moving out for 12 months. Turning back into the phone call, Claire realized she had missed some key information and tried to catch up with what her sister was talking about. So we have two principal characters, Claire and Ruth at the moment. Okay. So this is told, the story is told by Claire. That is, okay. Let's go on and see the first part. When Claire realizes who is phoning her, she expects to hear some good news. I don't think this is the case.
No.
Tries to hide her true feelings.
Yes, it
could be possible. Hopes it will be a long conversation. Knows exactly what she will say to Ruth. Not at all. And not C. So it seemed that the only one, it could be B.
It's okay.
Okay.
Right.
And that was fine. So let's get on the second part. So the doctor said it was probably lack of sleep. You know, Sky is a bad sleeper and her nightmares have been worse since she started year 2. Claire worked out that someone was unwell, but wasn't sure whether it was her sister or her 6-year-old niece. Okay, because she's not caring too much of what the sister is saying. Claire thought about her own schooling. Her parents had paid for the best, obviously. Although Claire often wondered whether that was so unsure their 3 children didn't affect their lifestyle rather than to give their offspring a good start in life.
Ecco, it's very complex,
this part.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what they want to know from us.
I think Claire.
Okay, here, the 32, you did it. Why doesn't Claire know who is ill? Ruth didn't make it clear who she's talking about. None of her other relatives had written to her about it. She was away on business when the illness began. She wasn't paying attention when Ruth was speaking.
Yes, D.
And this is D. Okay, now we get into the tough part.
Yeah. Her own schooling, what is about?
Her own schooling. Claire, she was thinking about when she was young and she was going to school. Her own schooling and own education. Okay. Her parents had paid for the best, obviously. Although Claire often wondered whether that was to ensure their 3 children didn't affect their lifestyle. Who, their 3 children, who is she talking about? Who are the 3 children?
Her, Ruth, and another one.
And probably the other sister or brother.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Didn't affect their lifestyle. To who are we, the parents? Okay, rather than to give their offspring a good start in life. Like, you know, the spring, a good start in life. dare la molla, dare il via, okay? A good start in life.
Okay.
So that's why she was wondering that probably, as many parents do, they give a lot in the sense of money, of things, more than just not to have any kind of trouble.
Okay.
So
they didn't want to spend time with their children.
that's it. The time or even worries, they didn't affect their lifestyle. So the lifestyle was that one. So they didn't want any trouble for their children.
Okay.
This is what Claire thinks.
Yeah.
The school had encouraged independence and character, but had no time for tears and tantrums. So you have to go on, go on, go on. Okay. Claire had.
Don't remember. Sorry.
Okay, no problem, darling. So when you are. Okay, how does Claire feel about her school? She would have achieved more at a better school.
No.
She doesn't say so. Her parents never appreciated how successful she was there.
It could be possible.
Yes, but she doesn't say at the moment. I didn't read it all, but at the moment, they don't say that.
Yeah.
They don't say that. Her sister was better suited to that school than she was. Does she say that?
No.
She may have been sent there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yes, because they are selfish, their parents' selfish reasons,
Yeah.
not just because it was the right school for her.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and in fact, then they say more than could be said for Ruth. It had been a constant disappointment to her parents that, while their first and third children both achieved academic success, Ruth only acquired a reputation for bad behavior. So, not at all for. And this is, now we're getting into next question. Ruth's next sentence sharply interrupted Claire's thoughts.
Okay.
The tests are the week after next. That's why I'm calling. Is there any chance you could come and look after Sky? It's half term and most of our friends are going skiing, of course, so we can't afford that. Claire inhaled deeply and forced herself not to rise to the bait. Ruth was always poor and begrudged Claire's success. Claire accepted that looking after a child on your own probably limited your career options. But look at the Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling. He hadn't held her back. She was convinced Ruth could help herself if only she tried harder. Claire was almost too irritated by the tinily veiled criticism to react to the request, but not quite. Oh, that is quite, as you say, intricated and so on. But let's see what they want to know from us. What is Claire's attitude to Ruth's financial problems? She feels they are largely Ruth's own fault.
Yes, it is.
It is. You think it's this one? Because she could have done more for herself.
Yes, she could have helped herself if only she'd try harder.
That's it. That's it. So it's not she wishes she could do more to help Ruth. She doesn't feel it. She thinks Ruth could get any well-paid job she wanted. Actually, she thinks also that, but she doesn't say. No. She doesn't say. She feels guilty about having more money than Ruth. No, never. So actually, is the A the right one?
But I didn't understand about the text. I didn't understand. Claire was almost too irritated by the thinly veiled criticism. But which is the thinly veiled criticism?
Of her sister. Of her sister.
Ruth has only asked her for help. She didn't criticize.
Yes, because she say, of course, we can't afford that. You know that we can't afford that because all the other, most of our friends of the girl are going skiing. And of course, we can't afford that.
Ah, okay.
So she's asking help to her sister, but even putting in a kind of, you know very well that we are not so rich to afford to go on skiing. And that's why that you are richer than us, you should help us, probably. That is what she say.
Okay, it's a sort of ricatto.
Yes, a moral, yes, something that is very subtle, actually. Because, you know, Ruth was always poor, begrudged her success. So Claire was a successful woman, but Ruth didn't recognize her because probably she invites her. She invited her. Okay. Have sky? How long for? When? Claire could hear panic in her voice and forced herself to breathe in deeply. Once she was sure she was back in control of her emotions, she said in a slow voice, I start a new work assignment on the 1st of March, and I'll be on the road a lot, you know, meeting clients.
Okay.
Dining out on someone else's credit card. Ruth's voice cut in. Ah,
This is a criticism. Okay.
this is very criticizing. There's more to it than that, Claire responded quickly. Then, before Ruth could start the age-old argument, Claire consciously lowered her voice. Tell me the day you need me to have sky. I'll check my diary. Well, it's 2 days actually. Ruth sounded embarrassed. Okay, let's see here. Because when you find a reference like this, line 33, it means that in the question, there's always this line 33.
Yeah.
So we can go on and see where, okay. What does it on line 33 refer to? That is quite grammarly. Okay, what did you put?
I couldn't decide A or B.
Okay, and you, Ross?
I decided C, and it was wrong.
And it was wrong. So, it. What does it refer to? Let's see.
The work.
There's more to it than that.
That is the credit card, dining credit card.
Actually, it's dining out on someone else's credit card. Ruth was cut in. Okay, it's an assertion that she made. There's more to it than that.
I think it's the work. His new assignment is not only dining with the credit card of others, but there is more than this. In her new assignment.
It's the work. So the task Claire has been given.
The task.
Yes, the task. Yes, the work, the task. Yeah, because they never mention the looking after Ruth's daughter. Yeah, they are just mentioning these things that she say. Oh, you go dining out with someone else credit card. That is, you are all paid. You've been given a credit card from your firm to go and there's no the reason why Claire sounds stressed and spending the firm's money. Actually, is B, but he has to be looked into very, very carefully. You need probably more time because at the end you are telling me everything. So you did it. Thinking about minding a 6-year-old for 2 days almost made Claire choke. Yes, she gulped down her coffee and wondered if she could use the new assignment as an excuse. There was something in Ruth's voice, though, that made her pause. Can't Mom take care of her? I thought Mom and Dad were the perfect grandparents. It seems odd to Claire that two people who had no time for their own children could go mad over someone else, even if they were their grandkids. Mom is coming with me to the hospital. Ruth finally got through to Claire. Just what test are you having exactly? Why aren't you listening? You never listened to me. Claire almost smiled at the petulant tone in Ruth's voice. For a moment, they were 12 and 14 again. So, what do we learn about Claire and her family?
Not so clear.
Her relationship with her sister has completely changed since their childhood.
No.
I don't think they're talking about, because it's still the same like they were teenager. She realizes that her parents treated her very well when she was a child. She's not mentioned it so much, actually.
She mentioned the thing that Ruth was considered
less than her.
The worst of the three children.
Yes, yes, because she didn't reach the proper education. Yeah. Yes, she didn't have a degree. She doesn't understand why her parents are so close to their grandchildren. And she accepts that her mother is more interested in Ruth than her. She never said that.
No.
Actually, it's C. Yeah, because Claire feels that is odd. So she doesn't understand. Is connected to the word odd that you have here.
Odd, okay.
Here.
It is odd to odd.
Yes, it seems odd to Claire, strange.
Strange.
Strange to Claire that two people who had no time for their own children could go mad over someone else, even if they were grandkids. Okay, so she couldn't understand why people that they weren't good as parents, they became fantastic as grandparents. That is very common anyway.
Yeah. I guess only the.
But she doesn't understand. Okay.
Yes.
So actually, you should be less, you don't have to give your interpretation of the text. You have just to keep on with the information they've been given here and with the words they use. Because, for example, here, the very important word is odd. So if you don't know that word odd, it could be hard to understand it. But nevertheless, you could cancel all the other sentences that they seems not respond of what is written in the text. Because, you know, in the text, there's nothing, there's no evidence, for example, that she accepts that her mother is more interested in Ruth than in her. She never said something similar. So you could cancel it. But I agree that it's quite difficult to get. And I'm sure that in your next exercise similar to that, you will do much better because you understand where is the problem. Where is the problem? Is in the details. So actually, when you don't understand a word, you have to understand something that is showing you, for example, because we met quite a few words that you didn't know, but in the text, for example, what was there? Was another phrasal verb somewhere.
So
I don't remember.
To debate.
Where? Which line?
For period of the second page.
Okay, one. That's kind of
No, in up.
okay, here.
Yeah.
Oh, not okay. Claire ineludibly enforced herself not to rise to the bait. So you probably don't know the exact meaning. But in the context, Claire inhaled deeply and forced herself. What is happening when somebody is provoking you? You inhale deeply and you force yourself not to explode with a violent answer. So even if you don't know the meaning of rise to the bait, okay, that is obvious what is the meaning in this case. You have just to think what it could be, something different. Claire inhaled deeply and forced herself not to explode, okay? Ruth was always poor and begrudged. For example, begrudged Claire has success. So do you see this word on the dictionary, Vale?
Yes.
And was it so different from the thing you could suppose previously?
I thought it was recriminare.
Before.
Well, yeah, a person who accuse you of something.
And instead is?
Instead is Ruth is jealous.
Jealous, to invite, to be jealous. To invite, to be jealous. Yeah, so it's not, yes, even because it's a verb at the past and begrudged Claire has success. Okay. But nevertheless, okay. I was, I mean, you say that you didn't realize, you didn't understand the whole, but I think that you didn't stay enough time probably on it.
Okay.
Because this one probably needs more time to get into. Because at the end, you were giving me reply and I think that now that we went into the text, into details, I think you understand everything about it.
Maybe also it was difficult to read.
Yeah, probably it was difficult to read because it was
when you have read it, it was
it's much easier.
Yeah.
I know. And that
there are a lot of secondary phrases.
Yes. But this is a kind of style you should be used to because it's the style of a novel. Yeah, where there's everything, you know, and the register is continuously changing. Okay, what about the other exercises? Did you find them better if you had the occasion of doing it?
Yeah, we had the page 30.
Yes, the one with the...
I made it, but I have some doubts.
Okay. And you, Ross?
For me, I'm still, I don't know why there is a G for 37,
okay.
G instead of E. I don't know why. And 41, F instead of G, because I put
okay, you switched them.
Yeah, yes.
You were convinced about.
I don't
okay.
The answers. I don't know I don't have the answers.
Okay, this is
I
Participate.
made my answer, but I don't know which are the correct ones.
Ah, okay. Let's find out. Okay.
For 37, I put G.
It's
Okay.
But I don't know 38.
38 was D.
I didn't know.
Because D. It opened a new home will be living example of that. Because it's referring back to the center, the Living Planet Center, which they hope it will be a living example of attempts to protect animals of the natural world. That was 38. Which one was the one that you didn't understand, Ross? Tell me, you say the last two.
37 and 41, because I tried twice and put the wrong. wrong
Okay, so
because,
let me
I'm
see
so
this
confused.
37. Let me see this. The new highly environmentally friendly home of the Worldwide Fund for Nature, a spherical glass tube standing above a council car park, was officially opened today, watched by a small but enthusiastic crowd. Okay, so when we get into if humanity it is to survive, they must have been thinking it will do so living in buildings of this kind. So this day, who is referred to?
The humanity.
Yeah, to the crowd, the humanity, yes, who were watching, yes.
Also because the advice tells us
Yes.
37, look for a sentence containing references to the people and the place. F,
The crowd.
doesn't have the place.
Yes, but it has the crowd, but watched by a small but enthusiastic crowd.
He has both people and place. References to people and place. In spite of F doesn't have references for place. So it's G.
It is G, that's it. So but, you just exclude it. Yeah.
Yes, but I don't know why, but it seems seemed that there were forests and reference to people and the place for me.
Which one? The A?
D, E.
E.
Sorry, no A, sorry.
That means, oh, sorry. That means that you can't put back forests that are gone, not for a century, and the population size is not going to shrink. Okay, this is a concept that it doesn't follow the building because it's a general concept, this one. Mm-hmm. So here they are talking about this living planet, this new building here, watched by a small but enthusiastic crowd, and then they continue and known as at the Living Planet Center. Okay. Actually, it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't make sense into that space because that means that what? If you say that means you can't put back forests that are gone, that is referred to something that is previously put. And in this one, a spherical tube standing over Council Park watch officially open today, watched by a small but enthusiastic crowd. That means that what? The building that they were put in the building doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. It's not right. It's not connected.
No connection.
There's no connection. Because of course all the sentences they are true, they are good, but there's no connection between the previous one and the following.
What about?
And
Oh, no, sorry.
and the last one was 41.
Yes.
I put G instead of F.
Now the change is to a global approach, full stop. That is because, so here we have to an explanation, we have to find out an explanation to this. That is, we have to find something that they say, and that is because the planet is a one vast ecosystem. So let's see. If it was G, if humanity, they must have been thinking it will so do live in buildings on this kind. That is, no, it doesn't make sense here, because it's this that is. If you want to do something, you have to persuade people of the world not to pollute. That is, in other words, means. So we, they are very similar, actually. Actually, they are very similar, but here you have to persuade people of the world not to pollute, and here we say it will do so living in buildings of this kind. So there are two different ways of the same idea. So the same idea is to be more sensitive on nature, and the first one is asking you not to pollute, and the second one is asking you to build more buildings like this one. What is happening after? This is important. That is because the planet is one vast ecosystem. The WWF has been the leader in changing everyone's attitudes toward nature. Actually, they are both correct. The only thing is that you already used G for the other one, because it's much more appropriate for the other one.
Yes,
but you're right. Yes, you're
Also,
right.
also because at the beginning they explain they talk about buildings, and
Buildings,
so the
that's it.
rest of the building is better.
Yes, this one is just connected to the building, so it's the one that you put at the beginning of the. Yeah, because your observation is right. But the things that you should have canceled G already. So the only one that is coming out for that is relevant is F.
Yeah, of course.
What about 39?
39. The concrete is all recycled, as is the carpet and even most of the computer equipment, and there were many solar energy panels. In addition, so we're talking about something that is connected.
I put C. I don't know if it's okay.
It is C. It is C. In addition, new habitats and plant species have been installed around the gardens, while indoors has been found. So where C is other such features include extensive glass to increase natural light, natural ventilation, rainwater to the toilets, and heat pumps that bring warm up from 200 meters below. So this is a list that it can be easily put here. So the concrete, that is a carpet, the computer equipment, and then they continue with this list, and then they say, in addition, new habitats and spaces have been installed, and so on. So that was correct.
And 40 was A?
40 was A, yes.
Okay.
Wasn't so bad. And you, Rosanna, are you puzzled?
Yeah, no, it's okay for others.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yes,
So it's just, I mean, one mistake on this exercise. Oh, wow, it's not bad at all, believe me.
But I spent a lot of time to understand.
We are going, from test number 2, we are going to take all our timing. No problem, and we will understand. And what about 32 and 33? How did they go?
It's good.
Good.
32, I was confused about only 2.
That you switch them.
what? Maybe because I confused the okay, the 45 between A and B.
Okay, okay. No, it's always the same. Confusing one with the other, it doesn't matter.
I put
Just
A. I don't know which is the correct one.
B.
okay.
B, but because I saw the answer.
The answer, she was.
I
The
have
answer.
mistake.
To understand if I was,
C.
but I was sure about A because
Yeah.
when A says that when you put the foot the toe your toe
Which
in
number
the water,
are you talking about? Which number are you talking about?
which number is 45?
45. Okay.
45 for
Says
the
visitors may be surprised by the water temperature. That one. 45.
yes, yes.
Yes, because they say 45. They say at first in A, it says at first sight it almost seems tropical until dipping your toe in the water encourage you to spend a lazy day on the beach rather than diving for a swim. That is because
It's
you
not
are
correct.
surprised.
It's not correct.
Yes,
Because
45 is A.
no, it's B. Or sorry.
No, 45 is A.
It's A. Okay,
It's A,
sorry.
it's
I
A.
put
Yes,
B.
yes,
I
yes.
put B. I put B.
Oh, you put B. Okay. And I'm telling you why it's A, where it
But
does say.
are you sure? Because
B.
just one moment.
Yes, 45. A.
I put A. So
Yeah.
I put B, or I don't know, because I see, as you would expect in such a sunny climate, the water is pleasantly warm.
Yes, it is,
Ah,
but
no,
you're not surprised. The thing is that surprised by the temperature you find here. See,
yeah.
look at A. Until at first it almost seems tropical, until dipping your toe in the water encourage you to spend a lazy day on the beach. That means that it's not so hot, rather than diving for a swim.
Yes.
Ok, per cui sembra calda, sembra tropicale, ma come metti il ditone, l'alluce nell'acqua, preferisci passare una giornata sulla spiaggia piuttosto che andare a nuotare o a tuffarti.
Yes.
Perché l'acqua evidentemente non è così calda. È questo che ti dice, no? È questa la frase. Ok, ok, very good. Ok, so if it's just this one, no problem. You're good. You're really good. Okay, as I was telling to Vale, now we are getting into the writing. And we start with the essay. Okay, read Ross, what is the task information you will find in this part of the writing, and what an essay is, what are expecting from you, sorry.
But do you mean essay task?
Yes, please.
Part one. Okay, I read. The essay task in part one test your ability to write an opinion essay for the teacher of an English class. There is a question or statement to discuss, and you are also given some notes to guide your writing. You should write between 140 and 190 words. You should allow about 40 minutes for this task, including time to plan your work and check for mistakes at the end. Your essay must be well organized into paragraphs with good linking expressions. As your reader will be a teacher, you should use fairly formal language. You should write full sentences with correct grammar and punctuation, using a good range of language with accurate spelling. It's miraculous.
No, it's not miraculous. It's actually something that is not so difficult to do. believe me, the most important things is trying to write in English and not trying to think in Italian and translate in English. That is the only thing, because in this way, I mean, it could be, you could do so many mistakes. That is not, it's just a matter of exercise. I don't know if you like writing. I know for sure that Valentina likes, she loves writing in Italian, but you know, it's helping you anyway if you love writing. And I don't know if Rosanna, you like writing. So. Sometimes you're obliged to at work.
Yes, I need to do.
So at least you got a lot of exercise. So that's it. That's a very good point, starting point for both of you. Okay, so, but anyway, you got 40 minutes. That is a lot of time. 40 minutes, it's a long time actually. But we have to do in a proper way, because you are given a subject and some notes that helps you in your writing. Then you have to be very clear, but the most important things that you have to learn are good linking expressions. That means that each paragraph that you are preparing has to be connected with the others. Okay, like in the test that you have already done by reading. Now you are producing a similar text. Okay, let's see now. Ordering point of reason and adding information. So we have the text that we can divide it into 4 parts. For the first point, then we have to add further points, then put in last point, and then the conclusion. To introduce and to talk and write about all these 4 parts of the text, we can use these words. So you have to tell me which one has to be going at the beginning, at the further points, at the last point, or at the conclusion. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's try. So for the first point, what do you put? Of course, firstly.
Firstly.
Okay.
First of all.
To begin with.
To begin with.
Stop.
Okay. For further points.
Further points.
Next.
Yes.
Then.
Yes.
And secondly.
Perfect. For the last point.
Lastly.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
And the last but not least.
Perfect. Okay. And of course, in conclusion, you put
conclude.
To conclude.
In conclusion.
In conclusion.
And finally. No, finally. No, finally I put in the first on balance.
On balance and to sum up. That is the same. To sum up. Okay, perfect. Is that clear?
So I use it often to sum up or to conclude. On balance, I never used the.
Okay, now you got something more to add to your vocabulary, no problem. Okay, so some linking expressions are used at the beginning of the sentence, but some are not. Circle the correct word, so sometimes we cannot put some word at the beginning of a sentence. And now we are going to discover if you know them. Okay, so you have to tell me in this choice that you have here, for example, in the first one between also and to, which one is correct. And of course, the one that is wrong means that you can't put it at the beginning of a sentence. Let's go, Vale. Number 1.
In the city, there are more places to go. Also, too, they stay open later. I think it's also.
Also is correct because we cannot put to a beginning of the sentence. Very good.
Working in a coal mine is a hard job. Furthermore, it can be dangerous. So it's correct. Furthermore. Okay.
Yes.
I tell only the right one. So.
Okay, good. Okay, because as well.
Because as well is always at the end.
At the end or in the middle of the sentence. Yes. Okay.
Traveling by train is more relaxing than driving. It is better for the environment. Besides, it is better for the environment. Two,
yes, two. Yeah.
The end.
Yes, at the end. This is the end. This is not the beginning.
You have to find somewhere to play. As well as that, you need to buy all the sports equipment.
As well as that, yes.
Okay, because I...
not alone, not as well you need.
No.
The same, yes, it's the same like here. Yeah.
But what is the meaning, exactly the way of saying? As well as that, you need... you have to find somewhere.
Allo stesso modo, okay. Devi trovare qualcosa, qualche luogo dove giocare e allo stesso modo hai bisogno di comprare anche l'equipaggiamento sportivo. Ok, as well as that.
In winter, the nights are much longer. In addition, it is a lot colder then.
Of course, yes, of course.
Making your own furniture is an enjoyable hobby. It saves money as well.
As well. So you find as well in all the positions where is wrong and where is correct. Okay, very good.
Because in addition is at the beginning of the...
At the beginning, in addition, and is a very common linking word between the sentences. So when you want, you remember that you can't write too long sentences, so you have to cut them. And even if you are a kind of list or you want to say various points, instead of putting a very long sentence, you put a full stop and then you say in addition, and you continue with your opinions, point of view. Okay, now, oh, this is interesting. Look at this exam task. Would you answer yes or no to the question? Your English class, in your English class, you have been discussing animals. Now your teacher has now asked you to write an essay. It is wrong to keep animals in zoos. Okay, what do you say? You say yes or no? Yes. At first.
For me?
Yes.
Yes.
You say yes, you say yes. But what do you have to do if you say yes? How you have to write, so do an essay, write all your point of view and put in how the animals are treated, learning about the animals, and then adding your own ideas. Okay? So you could use from this, everything is connected. I think, no, because, no, sorry, but because I'm just looking if we have time to get into this. Before getting into this, read in the following page the essay A. So read this, essay A, Vale.
In my opinion, keeping animals in zoos is not as cruel as people say. Sometimes it is even useful for three main reasons. First of all, they take care of the animals, giving them the best food. The animals are cleaned every day and they live in good conditions. There is a large number of scientists that care for the animals, for instance, if they catch a disease. Secondly, there are some animals that are disappearing because they have been hunted without any control. As the zoo, they are away from these hunters, so they are safe and it is possible to prevent them disappearing. Finally, there is also an educational reason. Children can see different animals from all over the world alive, and from my point of view, this is the best way of learning. They also learn to take care of them, and the most important thing, to love them. In conclusion, I believe keeping animals in a zoo is no more cruel than keeping them at home. The only important thing is to care for them.
Okay, now read the Ross essay B.
Animals in zoos is an important issue today because there are many people in favor of animal rights. In this essay, I intend to examine the arguments for and against keeping animals in zoos. One of the strongest arguments in favor is the fact that children can see animals from other countries. Consequently, visiting zoos can help them learn about nature. Furthermore, zoos can help protect some kinds of animals which might be in danger of extinction. On the other hand, there are several arguments against it. To begin with, it is known that animals in zoos suffer from loneliness since they are not living in their natural environment. Secondly, they do not behave as they would do if they were free, because they have to get used to a new way of living, even if they have been born in the zoo. Lastly, people can use them to carry out experiments. On balance, I'm not in favor of keeping animals in captivity because I have shown that it's like prison, which is very sad.
Okay, so you see, these two essays, they are showing you how you can write and follow the assignment any kind of idea you have. So it's important that the development is just following the notes and then putting your own idea in appropriate style. Okay, so what you can do here, for example, there are, of course, language errors have been corrected. Which one of the two include only arguments that answer yes to the question followed by the writer opinion? And which one does include only argument that answer no? Or argument on both sides rather by the writer's opinion? What do you think?
The first is A.
Okay.
The only argument that answer yes.
Yes.
A. Essay A.
So one is only yes.
Yes.
B is just showing both sides. So it's better B than A in this case. Okay. So in which paragraph does the writer discuss not one? Remember, not one was how the animals are treated.
Allora, qual era?
In A.
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 Yeah, the second and the third. Here in the second paragraph, you see here, they take care. This is how they are dealt here. First of all, they take care of the animals, and the other one, on the other hand, there are several arguments against. To begin with, it's known they suffer, you see.
So in this paragraph, they treat
badly.
They write about the treatment of animals.
That's it. That is the note that they were asking you, how the animals are treated. Okay. how the animals are treated. And then, which point is the writer's own idea? This is important. Which point is the
battery?
The point 3, your own idea.
Yes, but in which point in 1 and in A and 2 they put their own idea?
In conclusion or lastly?
Yes, in conclusion. Okay, okay. And this one, on balance.
On balance, yes.
Okay, good, good. That is good. But now, so you could do the same, do something similar. Of course, I'm not asking to do this one because you've already read something similar. But what is important, you see, writer's own opinion, give an example, sum up points already made, expressions that links points, give a reason, tells the reader what to expect, and contrast link. Of course, you don't have to put all of them in your essay, but first of all, you have to follow the notes they are given to you, and then eventually at the end put what they what else to stay in the length. So for next time, if you can do this,
which page?
This is page 37. Okay, you have had a discussion in your English class about different ways of watching music concerts. Now your English teacher has asked you to write an essay using all the notes and give reason for your point of view. Which is better? This is the title. Which is better? Attending a concert or watching the same concert at home, for example, online or on TV? So don't forget to put these 3 notes in your essay. The convenience, the idea of what is convenient. So even if you disagree or you agree, the atmosphere, and then, of course, your own idea. So if you are going to write for or against, is the same. You can just use the same kind of language, okay? And you write 114 to 190. And of course, this text, you're going to send it to me. So next time I can correct, or what we can do 2 things. If you send it to me before Tuesday, of course, next Tuesday, I can correct just by highlighting what you could do better, and I send it back to you. So you're trying to correct it, what I highlight. And then when we meet next time, we just compare your writings. Okay.
So two essays, one from
just one. No, just one.
Just one. This for
just
this
one. Just
argument.
this one. Okay. Here, please read the action plan before going on. So, because it's giving you the idea how to write even in the style, what kind of style you have to follow. And that is for next time. That will be the 13th.
Can we use the vocabulary?
For this time you can. For this first time you can, yes. Of course you will not. We want the exam. But for this time you can, because you can, it's even a sort of research to improve your vocabulary. Yeah. So I think it's appropriate that you use it.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you.
Desperate.
Exercise. If you can send me with a word text. Page, send it home. So next time we are going to see how could you do with this essay, and we are going to do something that would be much easier for you. That is an email that you're going to write always emails. So you should probably tell to me how to write an email. We have just to adjust the style, the English style, but I think you can do a lot better than me. Okay, 37. 38. Okay. Okay, dear girls.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're most than welcome. I see you soon, darling. Enjoy. And
enjoy.
goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, girls. Bye.